Hello, my name is Aiko Lamek. Welcome to today's lesson on Introduction to Computer Systems. By the end of this lesson, you are expected to define a computer, a software, and a liveware. And also you are expected to know the steps of processing information. And last but not least, to know the computer application areas or where computers are used. Now, I would like you to make yourself comfortable as we begin this lesson. We will begin by defining a computer. A computer is an electronic device that inputs data, processes data by converting it into information that is useful to people, outputs and stores the information. Computers are controlled by stored programs or softwares that transforms the data into meaningful information. Generally, a computer is a device that accepts input, processes it, produces output, and stores the processed data, which is information. Now, let's look at how or the steps whereby information is processed. The information processing cycle. As you can see in these infographics, there's input, there's a user who inputs data by using the keyboard, and then after inputting, there's a process or there's processing taking place, and then after processing, we get the information displayed on the screen. Then later it can be saved on any storage device. So the first step is input, the second is processing, the third is output, and finally storage. Let's look into input. What is input? Input is the data provided to the computer by a person, the environment, or another computer. Like we've seen in the infographic, the input is when data is entered into the computer by a computer user or a computer liveware. Then let's look at the examples of input. The first one can be words and symbols, numbers, pictures, audio signals from a microphone, signals from another computer, temperature, speed, pressures, etc., which are captured from sensors. Pictures can be from the cameras. Processing, which is the second step, is the manipulation of data entered. Data are symbols that represent raw facts, objects, and ideas about people, places, events, and things that are of importance in an organization. A computer program or software is a series of instructions that tell a computer what to do or how to carry out a processing task. For example, if you were to type a letter, you'll need a computer program or a software, which is preferably Microsoft Office Word, which will enable you to key in data from using or from a keyboard. And then after entering the data, you'll arrange or you'll type and edit your text using the software application, which is Office Word. And then the software will then instruct a computer hardware, which is a printer or a monitor, to display and or print out the letter. Now that's how a software works. It instructs the computer hardware on what to do. Examples of processing of the arithmetic calculations, which is usually done by a device called the Central Processing Unit, which is located in the system board of the system unit, which is the part of a computer. That will cover in our next topic. Sorting a list, modifying pictures. Another processing can be drawing graphs, etc. So let's look at the output, which is the third step. By output, the results produced by a computer after processing the data is what we call the output. So after processing or after editing your letter, you'll have to see what you've edited before printing it out by the use of the monitor or a display unit. You'll be able to see it as information because it is already processed data. And already processed data is what we call information. Now the information can be printed out as an output. It can be printed out as a hard copy output, but it can be displayed on the screen as a soft copy output. Output devices include, or these are displays, prints, or transmits the results after processing. They include images on a monitor or a display unit, printed documents by printers, sounds by speakers, also signals to device controllers, memory and storage. Memory. This is the area of a computer that temporarily holds data that is being processed or waiting to be processed, stored, or output. For example, when typing a letter, you'll be able to see what you're typing on the screen, and also you'll be able to make changes on what you're typing. What makes you do that is what we call a memory. A computer memory does the temporary storage, or it stores or holds data temporarily so that you can manipulate it or you can change it before saving it into a storage. Now, what's a storage? This is the area where data can be left on a permanent basis while it is not needed for processing. Now, after editing your work, and then you can store it in a hard disk, a computer hard disk, or you can store it in a computer or a DVD or a CD-ROM. Let's look at the examples of storages. We have magnetic disks, we have CD-ROM, which is the compact disk, read-only memory. Remember, these ones store data permanently. Then magnetic tapes, flash disks, memory cards. We have the floppy disks, although they are extinct because we no longer use them. We normally use memory cards and flash disks today. Now let's look at the application areas of computers. We can use computers for personal and home use. Computers allow people with disabilities to do normal activities. These activities may include shopping online in various platforms like Amazon, Kilimall, name them. We also have playing games with other people over the web, and also work from home. Since the pandemic, people have chosen working from home as a better or as an alternative way of making money. Entertainment is another way computers are used at home. You can use the computer to listen to music or watch movies. It enables communication through the use of email or chats. You can use a computer to socialize with people across the globe by use of various social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, or any other application. Another application area is the business area. In business, computers allow companies to keep large amounts of information at hand in form of databases. This one makes it easier to store large amounts of data in a small device like a computer or a personal computer instead of shelves in a big room to store files. Now, it also makes ordering and tracking resources quicker and easier. It allows people to have meetings from different locations, for example, by the use of applications like the Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet, which allows people to meet in synchronous way to communicate or to do a business together. It helps in information management, which eases the process of decision making. It also allows people across the world to communicate easily. Now, another application area which is very useful or a very vital way a computer helps in our daily lives, it's in schools or in educational areas. We use computers in educational purpose by providing research or online research materials. The internet allows access to hundreds of them online. For example, Google Scholar allows students to do research by accessing learning materials similar to those in physical libraries, therefore helping them research from their own conveniences. It allows colleagues to correspond quickly about ongoing research. It eases the process of analyzing research data. It facilitates e-learning through synchronous and asynchronous learning. By synchronous, this one means being able to communicate online in real time. For example, when you use Zoom, even WhatsApp has that option, or Google Meet. This one helps you to communicate with the lecturer. A student and a lecturer communicate together in real time, but online. Asynchronous is whereby notes are stored in a platform. It can be a YouTube video about a tutorial on a given subject, and then later a student can access it at their convenience time. Then we also have staff and student tracking. We have management information systems in most schools nowadays that allows tracking of students' information such as fee records and making it easier to be able to know who hasn't paid or who has cleared, allowing or saving time and making it easier for the administration to track those records. Thank you for your time. I hope you've learned something. Our next lesson will be about the computer parts. Goodbye.